Pavel Hala, welcome back to Face. How are you, Pavel?
Hi Dale, I'm fine. Do you hear me?
Yes, hear you loud and clear. Welcome back to Face. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year too.
I recall from our last conversation, you were trading a spread differential between, I believe, Kansas City wheat and Chicago, and wheat was, had rallies and basically sideways to lower, and I believe that worked out for you and your subscribers.
Uh, yeah, frankly, I don't remember that. I remember we are talking about copper and the copper
Oh,
gold ratio, which was, I mean, short the copper gold ratio, which was my preferred way to play the metals back then.
oh,
Uh, but
okay.
you mentioned I frankly don't remember. You mentioned the KC bot wheat against the C bot wheat, right?
Yeah, it was, I think, spring against winter, and you were trading a differential. And I actually remember a tweet that you put out that
Uh-huh.
said that worked better than being net long or short.
Yeah, that's mostly the case. So let's take a look at the ratios because I'm just
What are you looking? Well, forget the past, okay? I just
Mhm.
wanted to acknowledge
Mhm.
that's what I remember. But my your memory's better than mine. So,
Yeah, but maybe not because frankly I don't remember that. I remember the copper gold ratio, which
okay.
was my preferred way to play the metals, and I think that played out quite well. I mean, not fantastic, but quite well. We were talking on in September, and there was this sell-off in the copper gold ratio, which was
Yeah.
also fueled by the strength in gold due to the Gaza
Uh-huh.
war. So
Right.
yeah, that was of course unexpected, but yeah, it played out like I said, not fantastic, but not bad.
So what's top of mind for you now, Pavel?
Uh, right now, I'm looking at commodities because yeah, give me a second. I have a dedicated watch list for this because I think that the yields are going to move up, which means that the bonds, especially the long end, will sell off. This process actually started in December, which, by the way, we already
Are
our.
you gonna share your screen
Yeah, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, sorry.
on the bottom? Yeah,
There
here
we
we go.
go.
Okay. So you think the bonds are vulnerable to a sell-off here, to new lows or just a pullback? It's been one hell of a run.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if we will make a new low or if it will be just a retracement. I will stay data dependent, but I think this will not be a brief thing. So at least a number of weeks, preferably few months. So that's why I'm interested in that.
Okay.
So it will not be just a matter of a week or two. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And
You have
so
targets to where it could pull back to,
I
or
don't
just
know.
generally lower bond prices, higher yields, and
Yes,
the further and duration, the further you go out on the curve, the more vulnerable.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it is mostly influenced by the market expectations because the market is currently, I mean, the rates markets are currently pricing, I guess, more than five rate cuts.
Yeah,
Uh,
at 1.6. Yeah.
and it's too much in my opinion, and the positioning is also washed out, not just in bonds but also the dollar and related assets. And I'm just asking myself what happens if it is just two rate cuts, or if the rate cuts are pushed into the second half of the year, because the market is expecting the first cut to be in March.
Yeah.
So what happens then? And I think there would be a violent repricing across bonds, across currencies and commodities. So that's the opportunity that I see right now. And like I said, that might be positive for many commodities, because here I have the futures on Bloomberg Commodity Index. And you can notice the 95 level, which is a strong support. And yeah, there's still some room left for more downside. I'm not saying we have to retest that support, but we're definitely close to major support area.
What's the name of this index again, Pavel?
The Bloomberg Commodity Index.
Okay, Bloomberg. All right.
Bloomberg. There are many. Well, not many, but there are a few indices like the CRB.
Why this over the CRB?
I remember that I studied those indexes a few months ago, and I think I like the weightings more in case of Bloomberg compared to the CRB. I guess I'm not remember exactly why, but one group of commodities had much higher weight in the CRB. Maybe it was energy. I'm not sure right now, but the point is that it doesn't really matter. But I personally prefer the Bloomberg Commodity Index because how the commodities, individual commodities, are weighted in that index. So this also fits the narrative that I just explained. Maybe we can also take a look at the dollar, because this is also interesting. Here we have the positioning in the dollar index, and you can see the large speculators, the non-commercials. You can see that their net positions are quite washed out, close to the zero level, which was exactly the area where it turned up in July last year. And when I close the net positions and focus just on the net traders, basically the number of traders who are net long minus the number of traders who are net short, you can see that we are negative right now, which means that the majority of large speculators are short the dollar. Of course, they can go much more negative, no doubt about that. But from the sentimental point of view, there's much more upside than downside. And so that's the reason why I think that...
Do you think back above 107 or just a bounce in the dollar? Because 107.40 was the high before we sold off to like par 60 recently.
You mean the dollar index, really?
Yeah. Isn't that what you were showing?
Yes, that's the dollar index.
Yeah.
I can imagine that the dollar can go up to 105, between 104, 105. That would be my target, but I'm just making it up because I don't know. So
yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I will look at the positioning once we get there, and other high frequency data. But that's that's really possible. I don't know.
So strong dollar and strong commodities at the same time?
Some commodities, like energy, especially coal, maybe oil and nat gas. But I also like the agricultural commodities. So here I have a few charts for...
Yeah, beans were just making new lows, I believe, Friday.
Exactly.
Okay, that's your... Okay. Oh, yeah. See, I didn't go that far back, but yeah.
Yeah, the price action doesn't look good right now. That's true. But we are approaching...
Wheat does.
Yes, maybe it looks better in wheat, but I like soybeans maybe slightly more than other grains. But here we are approaching $12 on soybeans, which is a major support, long-term support, not just over the past 5 years, but even when I zoom out to the past 20 years, you can see that it was important even here, decade ago.
Yes.
So yeah, it's always possible that we just break down, and then it would be pretty negative because the price would probably go as low as $10. However, when I take a look at positioning, it is very favorable for the bulls right now because I will zoom it out a bit.
Specs aren't long,
Yeah,
and
the
commercials are not as short.
exactly, and it is very interesting that the money managers, the speculators, turned net short recently,
Okay.
which has been associated with bottoms, at least intermediate bottoms in the past.
Yes.
And when I take a look at the net traders, basically the same indicator, I guess it was the dollar. They are also, or this indicator is also negative. So the sentiment is clearly washed out. And there are only two possibilities. The first one is that soybeans will bottom out and stage a strong rally, assuming that we are still in a bull market, which, if you zoom out, it certainly looks like we are still in a bull market. Or there will be a regime shift, which is what I hinted about a minute ago, because when the net positions or the net traders indicator dropped into the negative territory, it was either a great buying opportunity in bull markets or switch into a bear market. Yeah. So I like the risk reward. I'm not saying that I have to be right. If I'm wrong and soybeans or commodities in general switch into a bear market, and I will just walk away and acknowledge that I was wrong. But like I said, I like the risk reward. I think the bull market in commodities will continue. And soybeans is one of the markets that I think is the right choice for playing that out. And when I take a look
For the
at
gold bugs out there, Pavel, beans are also called protein gold.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, probably. Yeah. So and speaking about gold, agricultural commodities and even energy will be much better than gold in that environment. I mean, in the environment of interest rates turning up and even stronger dollar. Maybe not, skyrocketing dollar, but dollar drifting higher or basically strengthening. That's an environment where grains or energy has are much better, are outperforming gold and similar assets like precious metals. So that's soybeans, and there's not just the underlying, there are also interdelivery spreads, and we had a signal in our software. These signals are generated by a machine learning model, so this is not prepared by anyone. And we have not just the long signal on soybeans, but also, and which is more interesting, the signal on this particular interdelivery spread. And the signal has been valid since the beginning of December. And I will open up the spread. And it's interesting that the contract,
This is March, November?
Yeah, March against November. Sorry, July. It's the old
July,
code.
okay.
March against July.
Okay.
And while the underlying, the soybean market itself was moving down, this spread has already turned higher, which is not normal. Usually, the bull spreads are positively correlated with the underlying.
So are the beans headed towards backwardation? Where the front month is rather than the front month is higher than the back?
Possibly. We
Okay.
can get there. Let's take a look at the current term structure of soybeans. We are still in contango on the old crop.
Okay.
And I think there's a good chance, if there is a rally, that the market on the front end can flip into backwardation. So I can show you the stacked seasonal chart, and you can see how this particular spread behaved in the previous 10 years. And you can see that it had no problem to be quite violent and move into backwardation, into the positive territory with force. It is unlikely because most of the time it just expired in contango, in the negative territory here. But in selected few years,
What was going on that year? What was that? Last year it did that?
Yes, it was. I will hide those, boring
Dates?
boring dates. Yeah, past 3 years, there was a violent flip into backwardation as we approached the expiration. So maybe it will not work 4 times in a row. That would not be surprising. But who knows? I like the positioning. I like the macro landscape and the market sentiment regarding soybeans. So there is a decent chance it will play out in a similar way. So I would definitely look forward into switch into backwardation.
Okay.
So
nice. Okay. We don't have many people come on here and favor an agricultural instrument, and I think it's interesting, the positioning, and you bring nice ideas and insight to the table every time you're here, Pavel.
Yeah, thank you. And that's the reason why I picked agriculture, because like you said, most of the people are watching just the major asset classes, stocks, energy, when we mention commodities, and not smaller markets. But grains are not small markets,
No.
These are huge markets, very liquid. So it is no problem.
Did you see this Bitcoin move coming?
Or
was it too obvious just because they were going to put out ETFs? That's been the major force behind it, besides the halving coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
I don't follow it much.
Yeah, me too. To be honest, I also do not follow it closely. It is a good indicator for the,
liquidity,
appetite for risk in the markets. And we turned bullish equities in a decisive way at the end of October. This is our research piece that basically our passivity is over. So I expected stocks to rally, and cryptocurrencies are usually positively correlated with the stock market and the general attitude towards risk. So I'm not surprised by the rally, but I personally would not speculate on the ETF launch, because these are binary events, and it's hard to, how many times such a thing happened in the past. There are parallels with gold ETFs and with the launch of futures. I mean, futures on Bitcoin I don't know, 2017 it was. I'm not sure. So we can draw these parallels, but if you count them, you count just 2 or 3 occurrences, and it's too few to make a sound conclusion, in my opinion.
Okay. All right, Pavel. Well, best way for people to follow you, you can follow Pavel on X at spreadcharts.com. You can show your website if you'd like.
You can also go to our website, basically spreadcharts.com. You can see what we are doing. We have our own app for analyzing markets. That's what I was showcasing today. You can, of course, sign up for the app, and even the premium version, the signals, the research, and the other stuff. So I think it's quite helpful for our users, and we have great feedback from them, especially over the past few months, because as I said, we nailed the bottom in equities at the end of October, and it was only possible thanks to our software.
Well, Pavel, I want to wish you Happy New Year, and thank you we've been talking a couple of years now, I believe, for coming here and sharing your great ideas with the FACE community and your rationale behind them.
Yeah,
So,
thank you, Dale. Thank you.
Glad that our paths crossed, and kill them this year, Pavel.
Thank
All
you. I
right,
hope,
buddy.
yeah, I hope you will have a great year too.
Thank you. So my trading warrior brother, Pavel Hala, follow Pavel. Check his website out, and that's going to be a wrap for FACE today. And you can join the team in about, I don't know, 16 minutes, 18 minutes on the morning edge, and see everyone for Turnaround Tuesday. Thanks again, Pavel, for a nice presentation.
Yeah.
And beans in the teens, that used to be the old war chant from the Board of Trade. They'll have to come up with something that rhymes with 20, I think, sometime this year.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So I'll see everyone. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Good hunting today. Adios. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
See you, Pavel.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Forex Analytics. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.